What's up, everybody? How is it hanging? It has been too long. Uh, yeah, man, I was disappointed last time that I wasn't able to stream. I was actually super excited to finish up this Hawkeye, but things happen, right? And let me tell you, one extra week of not painting, like I could have painted in between then and now, but I didn't. That extra week of painting, it gets you out of the groove, right? Like, what is it? What's the saying? A body in motion tends to stay in motion. Well, a body not painting plays too many video games. Oh, buddy. But we are back, and we're gonna be finishing up Hawkeye. Let's take a look at this bad boy. So this was where we were at last time, and since then I discovered, all right, I want to make a few fixes, I want to change a few things up. So we're gonna do a couple of the fixes first, then we're gonna go on to the non-metallic metal. I believe that would finish him up, is finishing up the metal, but I can double check. And then the basing, right? Like, so hopefully I will be able to get this guy done. Let me get this camera in a little closer, so that way when I'm painting, I can see him. Oh, let me change this up a little bit. All right. So what fixes am I thinking of? I want to change up. I want to highlight the bottom of his little chest piece. I think I left that unhighlighted. I want to fix his glasses because it just didn't turn out right. So I'm going to fix those. And then what else are we going to fix? Everything else is good enough. And then we'll do the non-metallic metal for everything else, because I believe everything else on the reference card is metal. And let's see what else. Then the base. So let's get to it, shall we? I got some red and white, or magenta and white. So let's get that going with the mix. Take a little magenta, a little white, make a nice pink. Get some of this water here. Probably want a little brighter. How have you folks been? Been busy? Painting any projects? So, like, for me, I'd been shooting some other videos and getting ideas for some more. I have been doing the Bangarang model, which I had so much fun putting together. Let me tell you, that was... I miss kit bashing, I miss scratch building, and like, I want to do it more. Like, the whole experiment, the whole project has just really inspired me to do some more customized characters, do some extra work that I've been putting off for a long time now. Like, I've bought a lot of model kits with the sole purpose of kit bashing them, and I just never got around to it. But now that I've done it and I have a little more experience under my belt of like how to manipulate plasticard, with all of that, I'm confident now in doing some character work. Because I don't know about you, but sometimes it is super fun to just do miniatures for its own sake. Not for like a game, just like to make cool things. Which is like, I guess, the purpose of games like Stargrave, Frostgrave, where you just make cool characters. And then the game is an excuse for you to play. Or to make them. Show them off. All right, let's see here. I might have made it a little too light. We'll probably glaze on some pink onto that, some magenta. Oof, that was something. I guess I should have done something like the equivalent of warm-ups. Oof! We're fixing that. We're gonna erase that. Yeah, I guess I should have just done other stuff before I did delicate things. 2 weeks gets you this rusty. Maybe this is why I didn't do it. All right, now we're gonna get the middle part. Let me rinse off my brush really quick. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to glaze over it. Although I like the extremeness of it, I gotta fix some of it. Maybe turn it into battle damage, I don't know. Okay. Now we get the top part. I'm liking it. I gotta fix some extra areas. Okay. Let's paint some magenta. Thin it down a little bit. Let me lower that with some water. I think I figured it out. Okay. Go back over it. One more time going up the top. I think I'll do that edge one last time. Don't want to be fidgeting with this for too long. So want to get started on that now metallic metal. Okay, and then one last glaze of regular magenta ought to do it. A lot of this is stuff that, like, no one's gonna notice, but it's the point. It's for me. And I guess you. I feel like this side needs one more touch. And then one more glaze. Jeez, I'm just gonna keep doing this forever, aren't I? No, we're not. We're not. Let me wipe this off a little bit. Cool. The other magenta parts that I'm gonna fix up are on the bow. I think I'm gonna do a little gleam on this. On the little rounded part. Then one here. Make it look slightly reflective, I guess. All right. Now, We're gonna fix up the sunglasses, which I'm gonna get some black. Oh man, am I out or running out? Oh no! That's fun. Alright, thin that down a bit. And like I was trying to give a gleam to his eye, but it just was not working out now that I've looked at it after painting it. So I'm gonna just separate this really quick. Looking a little bit better. And I think I'm going to solid out the eyeball. Make it less reflective. Oh. Good enough. Alright, I think that's it for our fixes. Oh, you know what? I think I need to do one highlight. Let's just go straight for this Arctic blue. Get it nice and thin. Get a tiny little highlight there. That way it looks a little bit more defined. Yeah, good enough. Looking a little derpy, but that's fine. Maybe he could use a white highlight. Don't want to mess with it too much. Let's get on with the rest. Let's do one more take of repairs. Oop. Before going for the new stuff. Let's see. Eyes are good. Hair's good. Skin's good. Chest is good. Yeah. Okay. So, if I run into anything else, we'll fix it later. But let's take a look at the bow. It looks like it's a very shiny silver, and I'm kind of digging it. So we're gonna start with a light gray. We're gonna do scale color rainy gray. Like if we start with a neutral gray and then darken it just a tad and then concentrate on the highlights, then it'll look like a shinier metal. Let's do this side. And then we've already got some white on here, so we'll just thin that down. Then spread it all out. It's a lot. Let me wipe that off. Now this bow shouldn't be too hard to do with the metal, the non-metallic metal, because it's got some fairly standard shapes. Like cubes, sort of, rounded shapes. Shouldn't be too difficult. It's when, like, armor gets all rounded and, like when shapes are combined, when they're not individualized like this, that's where it gets a little tough. You start having to make things up. I think my turquoise glazing on this is probably going to do a lot of the work. And all we're doing is establishing our base coat, our mid-tone, and then we're going to tackle on the shading and the little ridges, the bands. What up, Steve Jones? Just wrapped up dinner. How things are going for me? They are going excelente. Over the weekend, me and my wife celebrated our 15-year anniversary. So, you know, had a lot of fun hanging out. Got some good dinner, some good food. It's always the highlight. And outside of that, just been working on some video stuff. Some hobby stuff for fun. I finished the build for my Bangarang model, which I'm stupid proud of. We talked about it on the last podcast. Got to show it off. Congrats on the milestone. Wedding or dating? Wedding is 15 years. We've been together a total of 19 years. Time sure does fly. But it's good times. It's the bad times that seem to go on forever, like waiting at the DMV or something. But yeah, like, hobby-wise, though, there's like a little side thing I'd been doing on my own. I got the board game Rainbow Six Siege a while back. Whoa, should catch up one day. You'll never catch up, that's how time works. No, I've been working on my Rainbow Six Siege board game, and I've been putting like little nameplates on all my little soldier guys, and it's tedious. I got little letters I cut out and put onto a plate. It's like, yeah, you can get it 3D printed, but I need to torture myself in some hobby way. That's just something I'm doing on the side for fun. I should be painting something for fun, like just on the side with no real goal, just for funsies. But like, I always want to go fancy. It's hard for me to turn it off. Like, I want to go all out. The next project I'm going to work on is some Malifaux videos. I already got them in the queue, ready to spray paint. I wanted to spray paint them today, but I was working on some other stuff. And I also have the Bangarang paint job I want to do. Super cool model. Married for 5 years, congratulations! Gosh, look at us saps. I was watching, I forgot what we were watching, and it was like basically a reality dating thing. Not reality, but like documentary, I guess. And like, oh, and also TikTok talking about dating, and I'm like, thank God I don't have to do that anymore. Because it sounds atrocious. It was already hard enough in the early aughts. These days with your Tinders and your swipings, couldn't do it. I don't think my profile would be very good either. It'd be like, paints miniatures, next. Or just have to trap them. Alright, I think this is based well enough. Oh no, we should paint that. Is that? Okay, it's also not silver. Yeah, doesn't have to be perfect. 5 years ago. So you got married in 2020? Dating now looks like a nightmare for people. Glad my wife found each other before we had to go that route. Yeah, I know. It, rough is the least I could say. I'll turn my air down a little bit. It's a little hot in my room. Yeah, you know, and the other thing I think of too is if I had to make a profile, I'd be like 5'5" on a good day, on a hot day. 2019, but on the back into the year, right before the pandemic. Hey, you lucked out there. Lucked out there. Heard a lot of events had to get canceled for some reason. But yeah. Oh, drop my brush. Yeah, like I don't know if it's always been but this way. It could be just me being a curmudgeon-y older guy. But I think it's like with the ability for our instant gratification in so many ways. September, 6 years, nice. But like, because dating has been instant gratifications where you just see something, you swipe. Like, we don't have time for nuance, you know? For, like, I don't know. It's something that where I'm like, well, I think I'd probably be more appealing outside of just a profile. But hey, what do I know? Oh, wrong brush. I'm just glad I don't have to. I'm like, I tell my wife all the time, if I had to go back at the market, I just probably wouldn't do it. I'd wait for something to stumble into me. Just cause, hot damn, it's a lot of work. Probably explains why so many people struggle to communicate compared to a decade or more ago. Yeah, like, what I wonder is, things like, you know, customer service interactions, because we've gotten, like, I don't know, I just noticed there's, it's harsher on people, because I used to work, like, in fast food, right? And now I just, like, I don't know how anybody could. It's a whole different landscape. People just don't treat each other with respect, and everybody like expects so many things from, like, say, servers or your McDonald's employees. It's a crazy world. It's crazy to think like how much it's changed in such a short time. But then again, I also have to remind myself, like, it's a short time in my head, but when I was a kid, things of its similar nature from, like, its same time periods, like 20 years before I was born or whatever, like, it felt like such a distant time. But if somebody was alive then, they probably thought the world changed really quickly under their feet as well. And I'll go like, no, Grandpa, we got the internet. It's a whole different thing. Because we grew a mile a minute with the internet. Grew, I don't know about, like, positively. I guess it's a net neutral. But, I don't know, I still remember, you know, times before the internet and social media and all that. And, yeah, it forced me to be social as a kid, that's for sure. And if it's anything like how I am now, if I were a kid now, I wouldn't, like, need to socially, like, in real life, interact with people. I don't leave the house much, right? Like, so, and, like, working from home, that kind of stuff, like, we don't need to interact nearly as much as we used to, and I don't know if that's making us not act right. I don't know. Time will tell. But it's a different landscape, that's for sure. And I guess history will tell us if it's good, bad, or the other, or if there's no more history. But, you know, I was having a talk with my father-in-law about, like, the state of everything, and he was telling me, like, growing up in the 70s, and, like, it was also a tumultuous time. A lot of things changed. So, you know, because it feels all doom and gloom sometimes, right? Especially, you know, lately. It's like, as a millennial, I tell myself, I'm tired of once-in-a-lifetime things happening multiple times in my lifetime. It's like, I graduated in college not too late after the 2008 recession, and I was alive during 9/11, all that stuff, and I'm like, geez, I want a boring decade. But it's like that old proverb goes, may you live in interesting times. I guess I'm doing that. We're all doing that. But when things get rough, you just shut your brain off and start painting some minis. Just like, oh, the world. Nah, let's paint Hawkeye. It's like everything's just crumbling around and you're just like, dry brush. Oh, now I'm noticing something on his chest. Let me try to fix that. just noticing that this is a little... There. No one will know. So how did your paint competition go, buddy? Did you win, son? Painting does help with it for sure. Like, you get lost in your own little world, or you make up little worlds with your paint jobs. Working on the apartment building kit from AMG. Oh, dude, I want to get that, and I want to get the Sanctum Sanctorum. But it's a little pricey, and I don't need it. Like, I have so much miniature stuff, I won't need to. You won! It's that Mysterio with his swirly head. I had no doubts, but I was ready to show up in the parking lot. Just saying. Congrats, or as we used to say in World of Warcraft, congrats. Dancing rats. Dude, always a good feeling to work on something and get the win, get the dub. Like, and every time I win a little painting comp, it's like a little validation. It's like a father on my shoulder just going like, you did well, son. It's, and I bet there's some stiff competition, you know, like whenever I show up for them. Like, granted, they're almost always small ones because Malifaux's not too big. But even in Warhammer ones, it's like, sometimes you see them and you're like, damn, you know? So it's always good. Always good to get a dub. Conga rats. It's like, I have a couple, well, can't really see them right now. I have a couple Rogue Trader type awards, little skull and hammer and chainsword stuff from back in the day when I won some Warhammer ones. But the ones I really like and the ones that I'm super proud of are my Malifaux ones. And those ones I have them as necklaces. Oh, by the way, I'm gonna add in some graphene gray to my metal. But yeah, like the ones I'm super proud of are my Malifaux ones, and they're all like little necklaces, like little straps with Texas symbols on them. And one day I want to just show up for the next Malifaux one with a painting comp with like all of them around my neck. But then again, I don't want to feel like, you know, Mr. T trying to brag or whatever. But it's just cool. Like, I have them all hanging up and I'm super proud of them. They're, you know, you work a lot on these pieces that you submit. There was a snafu, however. One second. They announced the wrong person as winner and several people congratulated that person. Then the judge told me I won and they apologized for multitasking. Oh man, that's like an award ceremony level bad. like the Oscars or whatever when they did that. It's like, no. Super embarrassed. I'd be like, as anal and anxious as I am, if I had to announce, I'd be like, are you sure? Are you sure it's this person? Positive? Let's have a system in place to make sure we know. Like, write it down 5 times. Alright, I'm gonna look at this card. And, let's try to just throw in some shade. Places for some shadings. So I told them to let the named person be the winner as you didn't care about the prize. I asked that they don't tell the winner as I felt they needed the boost in Hey, man! That's nice. That honestly, I myself would go straight up Miss Congeniality on that bitch. Now the crown is mine. Dude, that's good for you because like the other thing too is you're right. Like if you know you won, like you don't need the validation other than you know you won. And especially if it's somebody who hasn't won before, like nothing wrong with it. Then again, I don't know how I'd feel if I found out. You know, like, but no point in raining on somebody else's parade. It's not like you really need. Like whenever I won mine the last few years, I forgot what the prizes were, but I know I just gave it to my buddy because I didn't care about the prize either. Like I just wanted to challenge myself, set a goal, you know, and do it. Man, imagine though. They're like, dude, I beat that Mysterio. Because I remember, like, my losses or like, my close wins. And I'll be like, dude, that guy's X, whatever it was, like, amazing, you know? Like, I thought I was gonna lose. Yeah, I didn't care about the prize. My buddy who won got a huge boost in confidence and was excited to paint right after. Then that's better than, like, you know, being told or telling everybody you're the winner. I know I won, so does the judge. Yeah. It's better because then somebody else is gonna get even better, you know? Like, you know, that might be exactly what they need to, like, excel. The confidence. That's all you want? Yeah. The confidence thing, too, is, like, it's a funny thing. Because it's like, confidence, just have it. It's like it's a cycle. Like, you gotta have the skill to have the confidence, but then, you know, like, when does it start kicking in? When do you know that you have enough skill to confirm that you're good? So, like, it's an interesting dilemma, confidence. I believe in entirely unearned confidence. And, like, to me, I don't even think of it. I just think of it as execution when it comes to painting. Like, just keep honing your execution. And then, you know, next thing you know, you'll be confident in being able to execute X, Y, or Z. And then, next thing you know after that, you're a good painter. It's not like it's like when a red apple turns or a green apple turns red or whatever. There's not a distinct point in time. You just gotta keep doing it, and next thing you know, you're ripe. Just keep working at it. I can't remember when I basically was able to admit to myself, I'm a damn good painter. Like, and even then, it's always a caveat, right? Like, if somebody says you're the best painter, then you're like, oh no, you don't know about so-and-so. I think we talked about this before, and it's like, best is objective. Good enough is there, though. It's always there. That's where I think a lot of painters need to get to. Is like, it's good enough for you? Yeah, then who cares? Who cares after that? Now, if you want to get, like, really, really good, if that's your goal, then just keep working at it. Find a tech, master it, keep going. Eventually you get enough tools in your belt where you can put them all together in a competent and unique way. Next thing you know, everybody is lining up for your autograph. Yeah, we both said it before, we're our own worst critics, of course. I tend to get, like, here's the mark that I've reached. It's like, when you first start off, or like what I've noticed with a lot of painters is they aren't happy with their work. Like, oh, I thought this could have been better or whatever. And lately, I've been in a place where I'm like, I'm super proud of this. I love it. Yeah, your wife calls you the best painter, you find yourself needing to show somebody else's work. It's like, no, you don't know anything, you dummy. Yeah, like, the question came up for us, or to me, the other day, when my wife and I were hanging out for our anniversary. We went walking around this little art area in the galleries, several galleries, and I was just thinking of the debate of, are miniatures art? Is painting a miniature, does it qualify as creating art? And me and my other buddy get into this debate on the difference between it being an art and a craft. And I don't know, like, I believe, and I'm sure that a lot of mini painters would believe that, like, there's a certain level where it's definitely art. And, like, you'll look at something and it's like, oh, that is art. But is what the average painter doing considered art? That is a question. I believe that slapping the paint on makes it art. Just like how creating a table can be art. I found that I've gone back over to look at my work a few times recently and noticed the vast improvements in just a few months' time. I try to focus on that now versus comparing myself, to others. Yep, that's the way to do it, is like just look at your progress, not at other people's progress, because Angel Heraldez's progress is a whole different world compared to ours. Let's straighten this out. Now, I've got some bands on here. Let's start defining them a little bit better. Start fixing up a few. I might change that one up a little bit. Oh, you know what? I missed a little part here. Okay. Now let's start cleaning it up with some gray bands. Regular old rainy gray. Might decrease these bands a little bit. Yeah, that works out better. You painting anything right now, Mr. Steve Jones? Some MCP, perhaps? Working on the MC. Oh yeah, the apartment building. Just primed it today. Man, I hate painting terrain so much. It's nice when it's done because it's like something you use all the time. But boy, I hate it with a passion. Just so much surface area. Okay, now ready for some gray glazes. Let's get some glaze medium out here. Misplaced some paints. I noticed before I started streaming, I was looking for my Vallejo white. I'm like, where the heck did it go? I always put my paints back where they were. Don't know. Somebody broke into my house, stole my paints. I'm also gonna make a black glaze while I'm at it. Take some of this black. Some of this glaze medium. Mix it in. Might get more medium. A little bit of water. Put it in the oven at 350 for 30 minutes. Get your roux going. You just finished Kingpin though. Oh man, in between last stream and now I rewatched, like while I was recording, I re-listened / rewatched to all the seasons of Daredevil. And I'm caught up on Born Again. Let me tell you, season 2 with the Punisher, so good. Heck yeah. And then I rewatched Punisher season 2 because I've rewatched season 1 so many times of Punisher that I was like, no, you know what? Let me rewatch season 2. Season 2, yeah, they were all good. I mean, I wasn't into Iron Fist. I need to rewatch that. I tried rewatching Defenders and like immediately lost interest. It wasn't that it was bad, it's just that, what was it, like one of the opening scenes was like the Iron Fist. And it's a cool scene, but I was like, oh yeah, not really into the guy. And then I need to finish rewatching season 2 of Jessica Jones. That was a great one. Season 1 was. And then I started just rewatching Marvel stuff. Like last night, I was rewatching The Avengers 1. And that used to be my favorite one. I was only saying Daredevil was good. Oh, yeah. I mean, what was season 3's big one? Season 3 though? I rewatched season 3 and I was super pumped because I love the Bullseye scenes. Like the Bullseye in Daredevil in the newsroom. Oh, that such a great way to show his talents. Like his quote unquote power, his abilities. Like, that fight was so cool. S3 was great for Daredevil. Heck yeah. Like, I loved that fight scene for Daredevil. Or for Bullseye. And as much as I love the Colin Farrell version, this is by far the best Bullseye. Like, not gonna lie, I didn't hate the Ben Affleck one when it came out. I used to watch it a lot. Now I can't really watch it. I hated certain scenes, for sure. Like, how are you gonna get in a fight with a blind man at a playground and, like, no one thinks, hey, that's weird? DMD my Kingpin, not con. Okay, give me a second, because the glazes are time sensitive. And you're right, pupils are tough. Colin Farrell's Bullseye peak. Heck yes. I didn't like the tattoo forehead, or the scar forehead. I was like, that's a little on the forehead. But I didn't even hate the suit. Like, Uric didn't do very much. And I liked Joe Pantoliano, I think, as Uric, but like didn't do anything from that angle. Happy as Foggy. What's his name? I forget his real name. But it wasn't the worst. To me, there were plenty of worse ones than that one. Like Fantastic Four, for instance. Especially the second one, or the Coming of Galactus, I forget what the name was. But that one, he stretch dances. I remember watching it with my buddy in the theaters, and I was like, please don't stretch dance. Like, oh, he stretch danced. Jon Favreau. Yeah, that's it. But yeah, like, I think Fantastic Four was worse than Daredevil. But then again, I am not a fan of Fantastic Four. Just nothing against it. It's just not my cup of tea. Needs more mutant. We are almost done with this gray glazing. Then, what is it? One thing I didn't notice in that was terrible was the use of the Evanescence song, because at the time, I was a very big fan of that song. Now, when I rewatch it, I'm like, ugh, that was out of place. That was certainly an executive's decision. Okie dokie. Now let's get some black glaze into this bitch. It's gonna be strong, so let me try it on the back first. See how it dries. You know, I also liked Michael Clark Duncan as Kingpin. I thought that was cool. I guess it's tame enough to glaze in here. Just kind of erased it. Let's try that again. All right. I think I need a little more water in this glaze. Can't forget that I need to do the katana as well. It's working, it's working. I'm like super happy that I can do this kind of quick non-metallic metal. The first video I ever did back in April of last year. So, oh man, I've been doing it for a year now. That was the first time I really ever tried non-metallic metal through a brush. Like, to a full extent. So, you know, 1 year of practice, I'm pretty happy with how I can pull something out of my butt. Progress, as we said earlier, that's what you gotta look toward. Do some successive glazing. Does it come up It's not quite as smooth in some areas as it could be. Compare yourself to past self and you'll always see improvements. Yeah, man, when I was a baby, I was terrible at this. Stupid baby. Learn contrast, you dumb toddler. Speaking of Evanescence, did you watch or at least see the trailer for Devil May Cry? They used 2,000 bangers on the soundtrack. There's a new Devil May Cry? I didn't know. I'm terrible at that game. I thought it would be like I'd be all right at it, and then I got the reboot one where he's all emo, and I did so bad that I didn't play it for very long. I love watching people play it though, like that and Bayonetta. I've watched like a bunch of playthroughs of the whole game. I need to watch it though, because I like watching trailers too, even to games I don't like, because it's a compressed way of describing the game. I had 2 albums from Evanescence. Used to be our banger. It's an anime. Oh wait. Oh! I just saved that on my Netflix queue. I didn't realize you were talking about the show. I saved it because it looked cool. Well, if they have Evanescence on it, then sure. Was quite fun to watch. I really liked watching Castlevania. Like I was pretty late to that party. I watched it back in November around Thanksgiving, and I was so excited to tell everybody how great it was, and turns out I was really late. I also objectively played the worst DMC with Emo Dante. All right, so before they changed his look, I honestly liked his look and like the reboot look. But I get why it like upset so many people, because especially the way they treated it with like that wig and stuff, it wasn't respectful to, you know, the fan base or whatever. But like if their aim was to get newer people interested in Devil May Cry, worked on me, and then it didn't work for very long, but it worked. That's like Warhammer Age of Sigmar. People were upset, and it's like, well, it worked. Got a lot of people into the game that normally wouldn't. There was another one too, I forget, that I was just thinking about recently. It's like, hey man, I'm not the fan base anymore, so it's good that they change things up. I watched the playthrough of the most recent Devil May Cry as well. That, like, so over the top, so awesome. Like the intro sequence where they're jumping through the van or whatever and grabs a cigarette in midair with their mouth, or I don't know. I was just like, this is bonkers. I want more of it. I feel like Castlevania, you'll love DMC. It's also done by Studio Mir. Awesome. Man, like the Castlevania one, it surprised me how much I loved it. Not gonna lie. I thought it was just gonna be another run-of-the-mill one. And then I ended up going like, this is one of my favorite portrayals of characters. Like, especially over time. like how they each grow. Also, how badass they are. I mean, so badass. Much awesomeness. Did you watch but yeah, both series, both Trevor. Oh no, I watched the 2 seasons or however many seasons of the Trevor one. Is the Richter one Nocturna or something like that? I forget. Like, I have it in my queue and I hadn't watched it yet. It takes a lot for me to watch anime. Because like I wanna get through it in a single sitting. Well, not single sitting, but like as much of it at once as I can. And lately, anime has just animated and anime hadn't really been ticking my boxes. Like, I don't know, it's just a taste changer. Yeah, Nocturne. Okay, so yeah, the Nocturne one I have in my queue, and I've been meaning to watch it. But I've been watching an Apple series with my wife called C. Whoo! Love that one. Better choreography? That's insane. That's insane. Because I'll tell you what, man, that choreography that they show is pretty incredible. Especially like the chain whip stuff and the floaty sword. Story didn't care so much to fight with Superior. Well, I loved the story in the first one. Like, that was an amazing story. I think I am good on the non-metallic metal for the crossbow. Like, I'm gonna edge highlight it in a little bit, but I gotta do the sword before I forget. So we're gonna do the same stages. Oop, that was the glaze. I'm trying to think of recent anime I've watched. I was watching My Hero Academia for a while. Like, I was on a good streak. But then I just ran out of steam. Not gonna lie, like, I never watched it before. I didn't know about it. And with all the merchandise or whatever that you see, I honestly thought the dude with the grenade arms was the main character. And that the main character was just some side guy in a tracksuit. Oh, dang it. That was the glaze again. But, the other one I've watched recently was Jujutsu Kaisen. That was cool. I don't think I finished it. I watched the first season, and I was starting to watch the movie. Ran out of steam. I really can't remember the other anime stuff that I've watched. Alright, now I'm gonna solidify these bands. My Hero is enjoyable. Find myself not liking longer series. Prefer 8 to 12. Yep, I'm the same way. Like, my favorite series ever have always been the ones where short runs, well-defined story. But then again, I am an old school viewer. Love me some old school Ninja Scroll movie. And What was the first animes I ever watched were Ninja Scroll. Yeah, you want a beginning, middle, end. For me, with the ones that run on for too long, anime already has a pacing problem for me. Like, it just takes forever. Goku can only power up for so long. But it's just that when they run infinitely like they do, like, it just keeps creeping. Like, the need for more powerful beings or the reuses of the same MacGuffins, and they don't have the same impact. And if you're gonna do it that way, that's fine, but I would prefer less episodes for them to do so. Like, we were into Naruto for a very long time, but, like, essentially the story of Naruto can be told in like a quarter of the episodes. And if I'm gonna get into a long-running series like that, I'd rather watch some CW stuff like The 100. Where it's like so over-the-top drama, like so much stuff happens. But lately we've been getting into limited series. Like I mentioned, we watched C. That's incredible. Before then, we were watching Long Horses. These aren't anime. Or Slow Horses, not Long Horse. And Severance, of course. That's a big one right now. See the memes everywhere. I love those types of dramas. Plus, they're cinematic as heck. Naruto was enjoyable until they stopped being ninjas and become planet busters like Dragon Ball. Like, yeah. I really liked how all the ninjas had their own stories and like strengths and weaknesses, and it was cool to me. Because like you have like Dragon Ball, it's not like they try to explain anything in Dragon Ball Z. Like how they do it, or they just go in some time capsule thing and then suddenly they know how to spirit bomb. I don't know. But then when we watched Naruto and they were like, oh, this is how my bugs work, this is how the Byakugan works, I thought that was cool. Woo. I'm gonna bring this band in more. Okay, now we're ready for some glazes. Well, let me let that dry. Okie dokie. Just a few touch-ups here. Little textures and whatnot. While that other one dries. Okay, finished cleaning the big dry brush. Thank you, Monument Hobbies brush soap. Oh yeah. This stuff hurts good. Also, I hate big dry brush jobs. Apartment building, so much surface. Yep, that's why I cannot stand terrain. It is so much work to do, like, one color. Primed it as rust brick red color, then brushed a more saturated red. Now it's time to start masking for the airbrush. Mix a little flesh tone in that bright red. One more dry brush real quick. I command you. That's been my go-to lately. Flesh tone in my red. Okay. All right, now we are going to do the glazing on this. Okay. Well, that's annoying. Internet went down. Gotta love Xfinity. Like, tell you what, man. I feel like they only go bad on Tuesdays. Oh no, it was mine. Man, I tell you, it is real annoying dealing with this internet. Like, they're constantly fixing it, you know? And I gotta set up something really quick. But like, yeah, it's so annoying. It was like they go and repair it all the time now. A little junky. Makes you want to switch. But me, I don't like dealing with all that. All the switching and stuff. So hopefully they'll get their stuff figured out. But while it was down, I finished the black glazing. So now we're gonna go on to the light gray. Let's see. I'm gonna try to close my chat and open it up again because it's not showing up on OBS. Well, like the... Oh yeah, okay, now it's refreshed. Cool. Thanks for your patience. Appreciate it. Things don't go wrong till you're live. Alright, so let's get this gray here, which has a little skin on it. Get some white. More white. Sorry about that again. Like, it's a little frustrating to deal with. Probably gonna have to give him a call and be like, yo, Mr. Comcast, what's going on? Look who's back, indeed. Like, this just... It didn't give me problems at all today. Like, my internet was great. And then it started. But, first off, let me say, Zimtor, if you're still here, I appreciate you coming on. And, yeah, I am excited about the Malifaux stuff. Let me try to see if it reconnects all my stuff again. Fourth Ed, heck yeah. So I hadn't watched too much or read on it too much, but it could use a new edition. Like, it's about time. I know that there were some frustrations felt on the most recent Gaining Grounds. Like, I'm pumped for newness. I heard some things like Lilith is still not going to be her own thing. She's going to be like a proxy for Titania. I don't know too much about it. I'm just hearing about it from like group chats and stuff. Yeah, and I'm a little upset about that. Like, I don't like how they did Dead Man's Hand in 3rd Ed. Like, I would hate to have been a Lilith main, which is one of my buddies. He's a Lilith main and hasn't been able to play his favorite master for an entire edition. And now in the next edition, they're not going to be able to play them either. And I would hate to be like a Kolodi player or like my other buddy's a Nikiden player. But like, I don't know. I just want them to treat it a little differently. Like, I know she's gone, but like, game-wise, she can come back. I don't know. I don't see... Oh, Leviticus. Okay, I mean, he was my main in 2nd edition outside of Victoria's. I even have his poster. I don't like the killing of characters in terms of gameplay. Like, I particularly get really attached to certain masters or crews or, you know, things like Rusty Alice or Hannah. Rusty or Hannah. But I get attached to these things in like gameplays, and I don't like it when they're entirely removed and you have this model, these crews like that are centered around it, and suddenly they're no longer viable or available. Like, it was similar to how War Machine was with their newest edition or something. Like, you'll have to buy new stuff, and I'm like, man, that's not the way I'd want to go. Like, especially since I haven't played Leviticus in a while, but he used to be one of my favorites, and if I couldn't play him anymore, well, that would kind of take some wind out of my sails. So that I think of that with ones I actually do play. Like, even though this doesn't affect me personally, like Lilith or Kolodi or whatever, I could feel for that, because if I couldn't play Terra or Hoffman, you know, like, I don't know, like, that happened to my buddy who plays Lilith. It's like, he didn't play for a long time because he only played Lilith. He really loved Lilith, and he did really, really well with Lilith. So I can see it being a little bit meh. The thing I think about is there's like hundreds of models, right? I think it was like 600, 700 cards or whatever. Let me see. If I go on crew builder, let me see how many cards they have now. I forget how to find out how many cards there are. 791. 791 cards. Nearly 800 unique models. Like, surely you can cut that number down and make the viable masters again. You know, you make up the story, you can bring them back. I don't know. It's just that part gives me a little sourness, but I'll still play the game. I'm excited for a new edition, new start. I'm excited to make new videos about it. You lost Angel Eyes, Tuco, Maurice, all of the Half-Bloods. Hinamatsu? First mate? Man. That's a shame. Yeah, there's almost 800. Like, it's crazy. It's a little bit of a bloat. Like, it's really like hard to balance. And I know that's a loaded term when it comes to gaming, but surely there's room for masters. And when we made new titles, like, and even new masters within the same factions, like, you lose a little bit of that flavor with Kolodi and Nikodem gone. Like, they were big players in the game, in the story. So that part, meh. But I liked the change from 2 to 3, even though I was a lot better in 2 than I was in 3. I appreciated the changes they made, except how they treated, like, cover and what was the other thing? Elevation. Like, the whole shadow of a building thing, like, I thought it was a little bit... It was a bloated rule. And cover and concealment still gets me. Like, I still get a little frustrated about that ruling. So Silas will become a master, and 2 new masters on a 2-player set will also be coming. I mean, hey, like, I hope for its success. I'll be playing it for sure. We'll see how it goes. I am excited to make videos on it more than anything, like hobby stuff. Whenever 4th edition, I haven't read the schemes yet, but when 4th edition is coming out, I want to make, like, how-to videos on how to play that look really cool. There will be Shadow Rule no more. Yeah. It was a rule that basically we didn't... It didn't really impact it as much as it could have. And if it did have a higher impact, it would have been frustrating to me. There are more elegant solutions to that exist in current skirmish games. But cover and concealment to me were, like, it was like the equivalent of hardcover, softcover issues before. So, I don't know. I'm no rules designer. I'm no games designer. But I do know that as a player, there were certain things I didn't like. And then the GGs would cater to different metas. So, like, you can change an entire roster of what's viable simply by the scheme pools. And by GG4, it was like crews that I loved to play were no longer viable compared to, like, newer stuff. And that used to always frustrate me in other games, was like the new sickness for Warhammer. Like, the newest stuff would always be the more powerful stuff. But outside of that, though, I love the world of Malifaux. Like, I love the models. I love painting them. So, and I'm more of a hobbyist than I am a gamer. So regardless of how they treat it, as long as it's a successful game, I will always be buying the models and playing it. If it goes the route of, like, Warhammer or War Machine, where it's just like they ignored the player base, essentially, it felt to me. Well, then, even if I love the game, it won't have very many legs to stand on. But from the change from 2nd to 3rd, I have confidence that their changes from 3rd to 4th will be just as good. And there's always going to be growing pains, right? Like, when it comes to any new edition. When 2nd changed to 3rd, I hated it at first. I really hated it. And there were certain stuff that they had to nerf later that I was like, I can't believe this got past testing or whatever. But once I got adjusted and started understanding the rules better, I liked it. There were certain things they took out of second that I really miss, and I really miss the customization of the masters from before, where you could have upgrades and like they would determine how your master behaved. I get getting rid of it, but I miss that customization. There's got to be a happy in between for that. I miss being able to create my crews how I wanted. Like the keyword stuff, I will be honest, I don't like keywords. I really don't. They're opening a beta this Monday. It's open beta. Yeah, I heard there was going to be an open beta. If I played more, I would probably want to take part, but I haven't played in a very long time. I tend to like the hobby a bit more. So at the end of the day, my opinion really doesn't matter. Better people than I will participate in the beta and give better feedback. I just know what my feelings were on this edition. Say playtime will be reduced to 2 hours. That's good. It was 3 hours on average, you know, and it was a lot. Like that's also why I don't play in tournaments as much, and I don't play practice games as much anymore, because it really is a brain burn compared to most games. Like there's so much thinking in Malifaux compared to other games I've played. Like my brain really hurts at the end of a tournament. Like I don't want to play for a while after a tournament. It kind of sucks too with the new edition. I found a little success in this Hoffman crew. Like in Fodown I got 9th place, and then the last tournament I played I got 2nd. But you know, new editions, new chances, new risks, you know. I'm hoping to do more videos on them. That's basically what I'm excited about for 4th edition, is like starting over, making how-tos and all that. Like it needed a change of pace. It needed an update, especially when you see how much got errata and FAQ'd. And I did like that they were sticking to a errata schedule. Like that I appreciated. So I have full confidence that it's going to be a great game. Read the new schemes and I think you'll like it. Cool, yeah. You know what I do miss from 2nd Ed? Maybe, I don't know if they went back to it, probably not. Having things like a line in the sand as like a standard always available scheme. But I do get why you wouldn't want to have that anymore, because then your games become stagnant. You just build for line in the sand or the equivalent of convict labor. Yeah, I'll take a look at it in a little bit. You know, I've been hearing about it. I know I saw the announcement. We'll see how it goes. So this is my gray and white for the lightning. I'm confident it'll be good. I was skeptical of 4E, now I'm convinced. Yeah, man, I don't know, like, especially when you have an open beta, I am A-okay with it. If you have an open beta that you don't intend on listening to people, then yeah, I get scared. But I've learned with the various games I've played, when they make updates, I've learned both sides of the coin, where like, to this point where I just basically I'll just chill till it's out. I always get excited, but like we'll see how it shakes out when it comes out. I always give it a fair try. Like, I just love the world of Malifaux. Love it, love it, love it. I need to read up on the lore again, for sure. Because that's what, the character model, the models and the characters, that's what got me into the game. And then, like, the more I've played it, like all games that I play, the less I care about the lore and stuff. I just care about it looking cool or playing well. Okay. You know, one of my ideas for the channel was recreating the Malifaux stories, kind of like how they, you know, Breachside Broadcast recreates or retells the stories on in audiobook form. I've been wanting to do that in video form. But the problem with it is I need a lot of models. So I've been collecting them. Just gotta paint them. So, and then, once you have them painted, you're good to go forever. For the most part. Fourth edition, man. I remember reading the first edition rule book. It was crazy back then. I wonder how many players play Malifaux. I don't know if that's a number we could ever find, but it used to be a very, very small community. Our old meta used to be like 8 people in Austin, Houston. Like, we'd go to tournaments and we'd be like, 8, that's a ton. I remember trying to get people into the game. Times are crazy. I just wish also that there were models that are widely available, more widely available. I don't run into it as an issue so much because I don't buy very much right now. But I do remember like trying to buy some things and just they weren't available, and it would take a while. And I've read about other people having issues and heard about other people in our gaming community that would have issues with obtaining stock. And with all this tariff business, wonder if it's going to affect everything for fourth. I mean, speaking of that tariff business, I'm curious how the board game community is going to shake out after this, because I'm sure it's heavily affecting the industry. It was already kind of on shaky ground because Kickstarter practices have kind of gotten out of control, and I think that there are less overall purchases on Kickstarter. I know I certainly don't kickstart games anymore, and as you can see, I did quite a bit of kickstarting. But now, small board game publishers are going to get seriously affected. And big ones too. Come on, cool mini or not. I was reading, they're not in a great place. So I wonder how that's going to shake out. I wonder how it affects miniature games. It's one thing you appreciate MCP as an average game and lasts only about an hour. Heck yeah. Like, sometimes it's a little unsatisfying. Like, you want more crunchiness, more things going on. But I'd rather have it short, sweet, to the point. And MCP is super fun. Cannot fathom playing a skirmish game that takes 2 hours. Oh, it takes 3 on average. And then when you play in a tournament, play 3 games in a row, it's too much. It's too much. Friday, I was able to knock out 3 games with the LGS. Never could get reps like that playing Warhammer. Yeah, my buddy who plays a lot of MCP, that was like his main favorite thing about it is like you can get 2-3 games of MCP done in 1 game of Malifaux. And sometimes, like, I know in the last tournament I got a bye, and I was like, thank you, because I don't want to play right now. It's a lot. It's a very mentally demanding game. Just like 800 cards and all the options of what a skirmish game normally has, and then some. At the end of the day, everybody's a scheme runner except for peons, or what do they call it? Insignificants. So like everybody in the game could potentially run schemes, and you got to think about that too. And it's a lot. Right now, I'm in a gaming hiatus for Malifaux. It's just, I enjoy the hobby a lot. Never have a bad day with the hobby, really. But when it comes to the gaming part, like, not gonna lie, I get frustrated sometimes. It'll be cool to see like some old metas come back if it happens. Like in 2nd edition, I would see like a lot of Colette, and in this edition, I hardly ever saw her. I never read her, so I don't know what the reasoning is, but it'd be cool to see her again because she was one of my favorites to see on the table. It's one of the most annoying ones to see on the table for sure. But I like seeing the flavorful masters in their kits. I will die if Victorias are good again. They were my absolute favorite ones that I played in 2nd edition. Played them so much. Probably more than I played Terra. Levy was the other one I played a lot. But, you know, he's a frustrating one to go against. So, I wouldn't be opposed to them getting rid of him like they are. Alright, so this is now onto the glaze. This light gray on the sword. Oh, it's funny. I rewatched the Hawkeye show. I just realized that. Rewatched it Thursday or Friday while I was painting. Some bits, I was like, they never really addressed his loss of hearing, like overcoming it or whatever. Like Echo addressed it, but it wasn't really as much of a plot point as I thought it would be. And then the ending, I was like, I know that we're here watching a popcorn Marvel movie, but it's a little hard to believe. Crying out loud. Tell you what, these disconnections, they're getting to me. But we persevere. So now we are ready for the turquoise glaze. Get that music back on. Okay. Dropped a little bit on my chair. This is the magic step. Love this step. Daredevil season finale should be tonight. Yeah, I'm gonna watch it. Of course, I'm not as much of a fan as the original seasons. Steve, you mentioned that you didn't really like the other ones, the other Netflix series ones. You didn't like Jessica Jones and Luke Cage? Because I like those two. I think it's Daredevil. Well, no. Personal favorite. Punisher, Daredevil, Jessica Jones, Luke Cage. Any other show than Iron Fist. That's a little too much. It's fine. Everything's fine. We're not going for perfection. These are just my board games. Like, we're going for great, not perfect. Like, I like it. It's not the best. Luke Cage season 1 was okay. Jessica Jones was well mid. Iron Fist was absolute trash. Yeah, you like Danny Rand. I think you mentioned that before. I did like the chemistry that Luke Cage and Danny had in Defenders. Punisher was great. Oh, season 2 bar fight? That was pretty awesome. Kandahar. Like, I remember I was just breathless during that scene when they first showed it. That was awesome. I liked Pilgrim in season 2, but I felt like he was a little disjointed. And like he wasn't used as well. The season 2 the season 2 police station assault, I loved that. I just think he's a great Punisher. Loved him in Walking Dead. Really love him in Punisher. Daredevil was the best one, though. Barenthal's a great Frank Castle. He is Frank. I love his take. I love their take on him being like not being able to stand still. Like he's always like doing his little head bob. Always rubbing his hair like in Walking Dead. But I love that take on Frank of like restless. Daredevil is perfect amount of grit and heart. Yep. And like the struggle he has with his guilt. Like it's a defining characteristic of his. And I feel like they tackled it in enough different ways that it was just a great respect to the comic. I loved their take on Elektra. I mean, anything beats the original one in the original movie. What is that? Season 3 did a great job of shaking his faith and beliefs. Yeah, and from what I understand, that's like similar to the plot for Born Again, the comic, but I never read it. I get a little disappointed in some of the direction Marvel's gone in. Like a lot of people, but it's certainly suffering under the weight of its own self. Because like I was rewatching Avengers last night. It's not like the greatest piece of cinema or anything, but I remember I missed how much heart it had in those older ones. Like, they didn't overcomplicate it. And, like, certain ones that came out, that I watched, I don't know how the world feels about them because I don't like to read reviews or whatever, or too many of people's opinions on it, but I did not like a lot of the most recent stuff. I watched Agatha All Along, and I was like, I can't believe this exists. It is not great. hate to yuck other people's yum or whatever, but I don't know how other people feel about it either. I had a hard time watching that. I haven't watched She-Hulk yet. Been meaning to, just to see what it is. A lot of people didn't like it. I am kind of excited about the Thunderbolts. Rewatched Spider-Man No Way Home for like the 100th time. That's a great one. Start Iron Man or Cap. That's gonna be my next one. Is Marvel's Zombicide Captain America or Iron Man. I have that and Cyclops primed and ready to go, and Wolverine. And I think I'm gonna try doing Iron Man. I haven't done red non-metallic metal, so excited to try it out. Thunderbolts looks okay. Concern is about how they actually deal with Sentry. Who knows, man? Like, they put Captain Marvel in the show, or in the cinematic universe. She's basically Superman. Well, yeah. I mean, I didn't really read too much on them other than like what they did in Civil War. But I like the concept. You know what I realized is I glazed this turquoise before I edged highlight, and usually I like to do it after the edge. That's okay. The world keeps spinning. Like Sentry killed Ares with ease during Siege. In the same story that drops Thor with minimal effort. Yeah, like, isn't he like if Superman were crazy? I don't know too much about Sentry, other than how he played in Versus, the card game. He was like a 13 drop. Loved that game. Back in the day. But, that's the problem with, like, when you start reaching into the barrel for different characters, and in their solo movies, they have to have their own importances, right? There's only so many times that they can save the world when you start going like, all right, my suspension of disbelief is starting to come to its limit. Everybody has to save the world, apparently. Nobody saves a neighborhood like Spider-Man. Nobody deals with, like, small-time crime. Schizo Superman level character. Yeah. Is good, but other personalities evil. Yeah. That was the gist of what I got. But, like, there's so many different characters out there now. And at this stage, it's a little bit incredible to, like, have them all interactable, you know? It's one thing when X-Men's in its own universe or whatever. It's another when... oh, my goodness. It's another when they're all in the same one, and you have people like Captain Marvel that exist. And the way they treated her in the movies, too, is like... I don't know. I didn't enjoy the movie as much. I also really didn't like how the story of Nick Fury losing an eye was just a cat incident. Like, Hulk is literally the strongest, couldn't defeat Sentry, now you're trying to tell me that Thunderbolts... Yeah, like, some Captain America reject, like Black Widow Jr., Ghost Lady, who I don't really know much about, and Taskmaster. Then again, though, Guardians of the Galaxy, they're not OP like the team, and they seem to make enjoyable movies that deal with somebody with the Power Stone or the Infinity Stone, and I don't know. If it's a good enough story, you can do whatever, but at this point, there's like, because they've dipped into the well of all of the established main characters. Oh, and I'm gonna do the edge highlights now, by the way. Once you start getting into the wider mythos of Marvel, it starts to get pretty crazy, incredibly crazy. And I remember when they announced Doctor Strange, I used to joke about like Marvel movies when they were first. Man. I wish we had that Korean internet, man. Tell you what. We gotta... I think an issue with MCU's had been killing off villains instead of making some reoccurring. Someone like Bullseye should be sprinkled in everywhere. True. Like, I just think there's too many at this point. Like the release schedule, and I'm sure that plenty of other people have expressed this. It's too often, too much, too soon, too fast. You gotta let it breathe. And it's important to choose the right ones that will interact for the future. I think X-Men would solve a lot of issues. And just focusing on the world of X-Men. Not so much how they interact with the grander scheme of things. Like, you can have them interact with each other. Yeah, separate until Big Ben. Yeah, like, similar to how Daredevil and the Defenders universe, sort of. It intersects with the greater world. But I remember what I loved so much about... Oh yeah, X-Men 97. I've rewatched that a bunch. That is my jam. X-Men is my jam in general, but like how they treated 97, even though they were like all over the place, I loved it. I loved every second of it. I loved that it was all over the place, but I get when other people are dissatisfied with that. But if they one of the things I loved about Daredevil when it first came out was how they just mention like the Battle of New York for like 10 seconds and the greater world of dealing with superheroes in general, like supers. But that was it. Like that was it. It didn't have to have the same stakes and the same players. It didn't have to be like Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. with like cameos. It held up on its own two legs. And that's what I think they need to do with like X-Men. Made Cyclops actually cool with a lot of previous content. Alright, so first off, Cyclops was always cool. Cyclops is one of my favorites. But you're right, like, he had a branding issue. I know that even back then in the 90s when we were watching it, Cyclops was one of my favorites, but nobody else liked him, and especially not nearly as much as I did. But I also read the comics, and a lot of my friends that liked the show didn't. So I was cooler than them. I'm just kidding. But like for sure the comics do a much better job than previous media did in terms of treating Cyclops well. And that you're right, like they did a great job in showing what his power set really can do and the reason why he's the leader. Ended up making one of the best villains in Marvel. Oh yeah. I never read too much on it, but whenever they did that, I was like, of course he would be he's another Magneto. He's basically like the dream failed. It like the sacrifices he's made, the crap he's had to deal with. Like, yeah, of course he'd be another Magneto. I'm not even gonna worry about that. I think I've got the medal done. But yeah, like, if they take the X-Men world, reboot it, right? Because, I don't know what they're gonna do with Hugh Jackman till he's 90. But if they treat it like how they did Phase 1 with Avengers, and didn't make it so much interactable with what happened, but still acknowledge the fact that the world is what it is in the MCU, then I think that can revitalize everything if they just focus on them. Because their interactions, their characters, they are sort of self-contained. I think that they shouldn't have to deal with all the time stuff like Ant-Man, or they don't have to interact with each other while acknowledging they're in the same world. Marvel's Daredevil did that. Punisher, all those, they do that. And they deal with their own separate type of stakes. Like, they don't all have to intersect in order for it to have the same effect. Like, you can still deal with Apocalypse and the mutant problem and all that stuff. Like, without having to shoehorn in Guardians of the Galaxy or whatever at the end of all of this. It could be its own phase. And granted, I'm no executive at Marvel Studios or whatever, because if I were, I'd ruin everything. But still, like, if they just take it back to basics as to what made the first thing work so well, then they could do that. Like, it could work. But we'll see. You know, I want X-Men to be viable. Like, I want it to be good. Because I love that franchise so much. It's so near and dear to me. I know everybody has their thing or whatever, but it truly is to me. And that white has pink in it on my palette, so gotta fix it. Just need a little white. That's it. Sorry, I'm having palette issues. All right. Now for the final highlight. Yeah, I think X-Men is the best in all of the Marvel stuff. And if you don't agree, you're wrong. Fight me. Managed to get the brick base coats done, base layers, airbrush under the roof for this building. Airbrush, man, saves so much time for terrain. Need to, yeah, that works. All right. I need to. I built some terrain yesterday, like the Malifaux hang trees, and I need to paint. I have a lot of Malifaux terrain to paint, like weird scapes and a few other things. But I just gotta get. I gotta get the courage. I just hate painting terrain. It's not like I don't like the way they turn out. It's just such a pain. I'm already slow when it comes to regular miniatures. You gonna throw in like a giant building? Nah, bro. I have the windows separated so I can paint them via airbrush as well. For my terrain, I used true metallic metals. No way I'm doing. Yeah, no, I don't blame you, man. I do not blame you, because screw that noise. It's already a pain. I actually, for terrain, I tend to lean on rust a lot. So that I don't have to make the choice of true metal versus non-metallic metal. Rust works for both. Terrain is fun, palette cleanser. Depends on the terrain for me. By the time I'm done with the terrain project, I'm good for another year or two. Okay, the main model is officially done. I'm wondering, since I started MCP in October, I've painted both core sets worth of terrain plus a few more. Man, good on you. Good on you. That's a lot of work. I have those built, but I haven't painted them. Clint Barnett looks so good. Thank you. Hey, so let me ask your opinion for the base. Should I do like a city gray, or should I do desert yellow, like bright ass yellow? I'm gonna do the icon for Hydra in red, but what do you think? Gray or yellow? art is like a brown gray. But I already kind of did that with Psylocke. Yellow would pop. Say yellow, not super stark in vibrancy. Alright, well, I'm going to gather some paints and I'm going to use the bathroom. So, I hate to do it because of all of the interruptions from the internet, but I'm going to quickly go on break. Like, probably 3 minutes. I'll be right back. And we're back. Hey, sometimes, man, nature calls. And it calls quickly at my age. Alright, so it's been decided. We're gonna do yellow. Let's, had to get some of these paints out. Let's get this Naples yellow going. It's a little good. That's a good one. I might actually do pigments on this because I love doing pigments on my yellows. Like dry pigments. Throw some water in this bad boy. This paint is fairly thick because it comes in a fancy tube. Get this little hair out of the way. This is like Abtulung or something like that. Used it on my first video. And it's great stuff. Like, I love it. Get it out of the way. Let's start throwing you on. We're gonna do a rough job on this. I'm glad you said yellow. Ah, yeah, you guessed it. Abtalong 502. Dude, it's such a great paint set. Like, I feel like a real artist when I squeeze it from a tube, you know? I feel fancy. It's like a nice bottle of vino, even though I don't drink. I assume that that's a nice feeling when you get a nice wine. Use their oil paints for your FEC. What's FEC? Speaking of oil paints, I'm going to try that out for my next video. Or the painted models for my next video. See how that works. Fleshy just core. Oh yeah, you said that before. No. Let me fix that. Okay, I may as well use this brush anyways, because it's starting to get grimy. Glad you said yellow, because that's what I wanted to do. Talking about mutant related stuff, did you see that Nimrod, Bastion, and Omega Sentinel were announced for MCP? No, but I do love their Sentinel models in it. Like, a buddy of mine, he plays and he painted up his Sentinels. Well, he painted up all of his MCP, like, anime characters, and his Sentinel is a Gundam, and the paint job on it as a Gundam is awesome. But, like, in general, the model is cool. Like, their models are sweet. Like, they are just... they're crispy. I need to one day paint my Cable and finish my Cyclops. Like white, red, blue. Yeah. It's awesome, and it works really, really well for that Sentinel. But he painted up like all these other anime characters, of which like I don't know them all, but he would tell me about it. I'm like, dude, that's cool. Like, he makes it work. I might not do pigments. I might just see if I can pull this off with regular old paints. I always say I'm gonna do pigments, and then I don't want to bust them out because they get messy. Then I gotta cure them and varnish them. Just a lazy guy after all. Darn it. Guess a little yellow on his boot don't matter. It'll make him look like he's actually in this base. I just like a clean look. Okay, let that first layer dry. Not bad, not bad. The yellow definitely makes him pop more than the gray would. I was thinking of, like, if I did do gray, I'd be doing like stone green kind of things, and so that it would make him pop, but I think it would have just... No, I haven't painted Gunpla, or Gunplay. I don't know how it's pronounced. But my wife recently, like for Christmas, one of the things I got her was a Gundam kit, because she was interested in putting models together. She sees me do it, and so I was like, well, Gundams are cool. I hear they're fun. And yeah, I saw her put it together. I was like, these are really well-made kits, you know? Gunpla. Okay. Pla. But I was surprised at how well they go together, how cheap they are. Like, the one I got for her was only like $15, and it's a huge model. And I liked the sprues so much that I'm like, dude, I might buy a couple of them just for like spare bits to convert with and kit bash with, because it's premium stuff, man. Like, it's really good stuff, and they go together really well. They look cool when they're done, and you can paint them really well if you wanted to. Yeah, I know, the price is insane. And yeah, I'm thinking about getting another kit just so I can cut it up and bash it together with other stuff. But yeah, like, cool. It was a cool kit to see, and she had a lot of fun putting it together. Like, as soon as she was done, because it was a quick, easy kit, and as soon as she was done, she's like, I want more. I'm like, oh, I might have awakened something. While this is drying, I can get my other colors on the palette ready. Let's get some Naples red. Get that on here. Don't need too much. They even have their own miniature game coming. Oh, really? That right there that's gold for them to do that, because plenty of people are into Gundam but not into wargaming. So it's like when Funko came out with their own game. I don't know if it did well, but I know a lot of people have Funko, and I'm like, oh, that makes a lot of sense. And that you can play with any of your Funkos. Let's go with yellow ochre as well. See, oh, that should have been my... I think I'm gonna paint that instead. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go over this with this yellow ochre. Let me put some water in that. And then I'll highlight it up to this yellow. So thick. Let me get this Naples red mix. All right, these are the colors we're going with. They even know starters around $30 for 3 models. Oh, I didn't read the rest of that. Yeah, $30, 3 models. That's sweet. Say you finish Miles Morales. Oh, yeah. Let me take a look at those. Ah, oh, look at that Kingpin. Sweet gray and white. That is smooth. I like the Miles. Oh, dude, that's vibrant. Great stuff. Man. Oops. All of my things are all messed up, so I'd share it. But good stuff, dude. Love it. Love to see it. That Kingpin, like, tell me how you did the white, because that's smooth as butter. One day you'll be like Ninja. You're there already, buddy. If not surpassing. Because, like, that white is no joke. That's good. Was it airbrushed? What's your secret sauce? Prime Black, Zenithal with Mid Gray, Somber. Oh, I love Somber Gray. Almost fully covering except Deepest Shadow. Then White Ink. White Ink is like amazing through an airbrush, dude. Like when I first discovered spraying inks through airbrush, that's how I Zenithal prime now. Like is white ink over black, but yeah, it makes a less chalky, like almost no chalkiness, and you can build it up as much as you want. So like I get it up to my gray gradient with white ink, and then I'll just saturate it with white for my Zenithal primes. Like, oh man, yeah. And then like I have other inks too, like a cerulean blue-ish one and a green one, and I'll use those all the time for priming. Like, it's just buttery smooth doing inks. The only problem with inks to me is like they get reactivated in different ways that I don't anticipate. So like certain contrast paints, like when I use it as a glaze, it'll reactivate the ink and mess everything up. Once tried GW Soul Blight Gray, contrast medium 1:1, which just shades it down a tad. Yeah, like that's similar to what I'd do is I'd wash it. Like I start with somber gray as well, a lot because I like that blue gray, and I'll go to like Space Wolf Gray. I forget what they call it. I think they probably just call it Wolf Gray or something. And then I'll go to white, and like I'll take a light blue gray wash if I need to. And highlight with some cold white. Yep. That's what I use for my white. My acrylic white is cold gray or cold or dead white or something like that from Vallejo Game Color. It's so funny, like when I first started painting, I used to think there was no big difference between paint lines for something like primary colors or white and black. Now I'm like, no, I hate that black. Like Vallejo, I hate game color black, but I love model color black. Because like the more you get experienced, the more you can see the subtle differences between the different mediums and different lines of how they treat their formulas or whatever. But before I gained that vocabulary, I didn't see any big difference. And oop, don't want to get paint on my mat. Vallejo model color black is the only black, that is for sure. Everything else is just an imitation, a poor imitation. I gotta get more. Same with silver, and the best is true metallic. Okay, so like Scale Color does a pretty awesome true metallic, not gonna lie. And before I discovered that, I actually really like the P3 metals. Then again, I also always hated true metal. I just painted it out of necessity before I learned non-metallic metal. But yeah, like finding a good true metal is tough. There are also the paints that I noticed would vary even in its own line from batch to batch the most. One coat coverage with no mica clumps. Oh, that's rare. Like to find a paint that good. I haven't painted in true metals in a very long time. I need to though. I need to brush up on how to make a true metal that I'm happy with. Because sometimes I don't want to go through the pain of non-metallic metal. I mean, at this point I've gotten to be able to make true or non-metallic metal in a fairly quick fashion. So, or at least quick in my experience. So it's not too much of a bother. But sometimes, like if you're painting a lot of models or like my Blood Rage is true metals. just because I don't want to paint that much in non-metallic metal, or the sculpt doesn't lend itself to NMM as well. So like I need to brush up on my true metals to, you know, gain a skill. It's just I have so much fun with non-metallic metal. It's also a nice flex. Yeah, I paint. Ladies, single file, please. There's enough non-metallic metal for everyone. Board game, you don't care if you use true metal. Like, it depends on the board game, you're right, but a lot of the times, like, I'm only buying board games most of the time for its minis. So, like, I want to take my time on them. But then again, like, Blood Rage was one where I'm like, I'm not a fan of the sculpts as much. So that's why I did true metal on it. But if I were to paint, like, almost any other one, like, my Zombicide Invader, I did a speed paint. And I speed painted the heroes, and I hate them. I hate them so much. And I did true metal on it, and I hate it. I speed painted the zombies for it, and I loved those. But the heroes, I should have just taken my time on those and speed painted the rest. So it kind of knocked the wind out of my sails to finish that project. Oh yeah, I like this yellow better. Duskier. Alright, let's get this red in here. Kids were talking about how nobody paints black metal materials well, so I asked them to look at them in Daka and left them speechless. Yeah! I remember black was one of the hardest things for me to figure out. Then learning how to paint a black metal, like a carbon fiber or something, was also another challenge of mine. And I would avoid painting things black, but black is such a versatile paint color to learn. Like it really does tie in a lot of things if you can learn how to do it really well. So I spent a good amount of time trying to figure out how I would paint black. And now it's like one of my most go-to colors. Like, I don't mind painting all black models, but I try to avoid it so that I can use black to my advantage to tie things together or separate them. Because it just goes with everything. Cold black, neutral black. Why don't want to, no, yeah. Black's super fun and interesting to paint. I love the challenge of it, because when I first was trying to learn how to paint black well, I was like, well, how do you contrast black? Like, how do you make black shaded and highlighted without making it go gray? And then it hit me after watching Ink Master. The point is not to paint a lot of black. It's like you leave room for the darkest black. And the main thing is on your like color bar in your head, or like I call it a color bar, is your mid-tone. It should be close to black, and that should be the majority of what you paint, so that you can put solid black in the shading where it needs to go, and it'll work. But like most of it should be near black, similar to how you paint white. The trick about white is not the wholesale use of white. It's the highlight of pure white. So like, and it was funny because I already knew that trick for white, and I just didn't apply it to black. So once I finally figured it out, it's been a staple how I paint black. Thanks for the yellow tip, by the way, or like the yellow choice, because I'm loving it. I've done this form of yellow before. I mean, Rogue was these same colors too, but like it's going to go really well. Like, I was already thinking of yellow, but I needed your voice, your typing. to solidify it. He was like, Ninja, you can do this. Believe in the yellow. Fun part about black is that you can go crazy with the highlights because it can read as... Yep, you're right. My favorite combo for black is black, somber gray in Vallejo and wolf gray. Like, it's cool. And you can highlight that into a white if you wanted to. Like, it's just a versatile combination, and it's all about the bands of color that you use. Similar to like my video on how to paint skin, black is the same thing. It changes its properties depending on which colors you emphasize. And like the versatility of that idea, you can turn black into purple black, blue black, red black, whatever you want. It's just a hint. And it still reads as black. I'm your paint theory subconscious. It's like Fight Club. Like, I knew yellow would work. I was just afraid that it wouldn't. Like, this is my combo for desert. And I'm like, well, the original art was stuck in my head of, like, its city blocks. Dave combos deeply blue with a splash of white at the end. Oh! Yeah, I've done blue-black like that, but not with a splash of white. Like, I'll usually throw in a light blue. Or a light gray. I think I'm gonna steal that. It's mine. Can't prove that otherwise. I invented it. You're Tyler Durden for painting. Of course. That's what I was meaning. Wait, what if you don't exist? Just talking to a paint imaginary buddy. I might throw in a little red brown. See what I got. Let's throw in, no, not that one. Maybe a little hull red. It's actually Model Air color. Flashes of purple or chefs. Enjoy the chill vibes from the Tuesday streams, getting hobbying done. Same here, buddy. I appreciate you joining. Can't tell you how awesome it is. Because, like, I streamed on Twitch for a little bit, and it's like, streaming to 0 viewers it's nothing terrible, but it makes it a lot more enjoyable when other people are on. And YouTube is an interesting beast. So it's nice to have someone else to chill with on a regular basis. Oh, I'm mixing in this hull red in here. Yeah, and it's also helped me get, like, accountable about painting. I think I'm gonna use this lighter one. Yeah. Start to mix this in. Yeah, I like this lighter. Helps somebody hold. Yeah, that's what like me and my buddy Mike on the podcast try to do, but he's got a super busy schedule, and we just try to hold each other accountable here and there. But it's nice to have another accountability buddy. I don't know why my internet is just killing me today. Alright. So I think I've got a nice red-brown. I'm going to use this judiciously. Just for a little extra contrast, you know? Man, you know what thought just came into my head? Just like how nutty this experience is. Like when you think about it in the context of like 20 years ago, 10 years ago. Well, not so much 10 years ago. But like just the fact that you can meet somebody randomly on the interwebs and have an accountability buddy for a hobby, you know? Like that's just incredible. We had chain letters when I was a kid. Like nuts. Dial-up. Like whenever I was first searching on AskJeeves.com, I would not have been able to imagine that this could happen. For a niche hobby within a niche hobby, you know? It's just pretty crazy. You had a pen pal as a kid too? Yeah, wouldn't hear back for weeks. Who knew if they were dead or not, you know? And like my pen pals, like I moved around a lot. And we would write each other every once in a while, but then that just dies after a while, right? Like as life moves on, and it's just insane. Like it still hits me all the time. We were watching like TikTok and like they were bringing up nostalgic things from the 90s or whatever, and it just blew my mind that we're able to do this stuff. And like it's natural for us to take things like for granted, but it's great to just take stock of like how crazy life gets, like the things that we do. Like I remember when I was a kid thinking, oh, if only fast food would deliver, like that would be incredible, but there's no way we can make that work, you know? Like, and now we got Uber Eats just at the flip of a button. We just go get our lazy butts some food. I mean, I don't really use Uber Eats that much. I have to be like inconvenienced. LAN parties! Oh, dude. When I remember the first time I played Halo, and it blew my mind. And like we would have LAN parties all the time for Halo. And like as a console player, that was insane. But I remember seeing the old Doom LAN parties, and it's just incredible that we can get to this point. And now like my nephew will play games with his friends, and it'll be like 10 of them, and I'm like, y'all don't understand the significance of your ability to be able to do this whenever you feel, because it was a whole to do for us to like, hey, who's got the TVs, who's got the Xboxes. Heck, playing Street Fighter together from the arcades to your home console was insane. Your first Halo LAN party was a life-changing experience. Same here. I kept that up till Left 4 Dead. Like, we would have big Halo parties and big Left 4 Dead parties. Like, we had to have one TV set up in our bathroom. Like, it was that it was that crazy. Like, it was some of the best times of my life, though. Just incredible stuff. Like, I remember GoldenEye, for crying out loud. Like, GoldenEye, no screen peaks, no odd job. Like, oh man, times. And to me, it just feels like it was yesterday. Like, it just happened. But, you know, every day I get reminded, like, oh, that was 20 years ago. That was 30 years ago. Like, stop it. Like, I was just watching a documentary on speedrunners. and like talking about Punch Out and all that. I'm like, dude, that was like my first console was Nintendo, and I loved Punch Out and like all these crazy things. And now look at gaming, like insane. Who's your main in Street Fighter 2? Okay. So of course it changes over time, but in 2, it was always Ryu because my name was Ryan. I loved the character of Ryu, like just like he oozed cool. But then I'd also play Ken a lot, but my main in my heart is Ryu. Now granted, as I got older and through the different games, it changed. Like Street Fighter 4, I played that a lot, and it was Ibuki. Like when she came out, I never played her in Street Fighter 3, but when she came out for 4, like main all day, every day, that super jump cancel. And then now, like I love all the ninja characters in any game, hence subpar ninja. But now I play Street Fighter 5, and I play, I think it's Kimberly, and she's basically an Ibuki. But yeah, like in my heart, it's always Ryu, because I like to think that I would be like him if I could. But a lot of his mentality is sort of what I strive for, of like just seeking perfection, even though it's like basically an impossible journey, but just like challenging yourself to that point. So he was always like somebody I identified with. But yeah, Ryu, of course. I was that boring guy. But it's the same reason why I also like Cyclops and Captain America. It's just like, loved it. Played since Third Strike, couldn't get past 3D graphics. I get you, man. Like, I get it. But for the graphics, I loved that art style. In fact, like, I found out, like, a lot of people didn't like it. And I get it with the giant feet and all that, but, like, I don't know. It definitely got me. I'm like what they call the 09ers, the people who got into the fighting scene after 09 because of Street Fighter 4. But, like, I like fighters in general, like fighting games, but I am terrible at, not terrible, I'm not as good as I want to be, and I try, like, for, especially during 4, I really tried to climb rank and, like, get good, but it's definitely, like, a whole nother world and a whole nother skill set to be good at a fighting game. I actually got really high up in a fighting game called Fantasy Strike, but it's a simpler fighting game. I wasn't like top 10, but from our rankings, I think I was top 30, or no, higher than that. I think I was 19 at one point. But, you know, like, I had a fight stick and everything, like I still do. I really wanted to be good. I still watch Street Fighter, like, tournaments now, and Evo and all that stuff. I love watching fighting games, like Guilty Gear. I understand the concepts. The execution, however, is a whole nother deal. And it takes, like, a level of dedication that I'd basically have to give up painting in order for me to be good at it. Ryu, Guy, I'm terrible at charge characters, so Guile, even Vega, would have been out of my business. Third Strike, you mean Dudley Ryu. Dudley is awesome. Dudley's awesome. He's basically a boxing charge character with quarter circle movements, motions. Absolutely love the 2D hand-drawn. Hey, man, Street Fighter 3, what's funny is, like, it wasn't as successful, but it was certainly, like, one of the most beautiful games, beautiful 2Ds ever. It's just, it was at a bad time because 3D fighting games were all the rage. Alpha Akuma was your mate. I hate you then. I hate Akuma mains. And then Alpha 3 specifically. I tried maining Sodom in Alpha. I was actually like not really into Alpha that much, but Sakura was one that I played for a while. Like, because she was close to a ninja. She was close to Ryu. And I think in that Alpha series, Ryu wasn't in all of them? I can't remember. There is brutal because they cut out most of the... Yeah. I know that they cut out... Like, it wasn't... Ryu wasn't always in there, right? Or something like that. And in one of them, he wasn't always in. And what's his name in the yellow gi? And I think he had small dreadlocks? No, not dreadlocks, but... dang it, what's his name? Oh, I mean, I would start with Chip. But he's too squishy for me, like, and it's too brainy of a character. I'd have to play Soul. Like, that game is insane. It's so hard. Ken's protege. Sean, yeah, that's it. But yeah, like, Zip, I like watching, or Chip, I like watching his gameplay, but I could not handle it. It is too brainy. And if you like, I like the mix-ups, like similar to Ibuki. You played Faust. He's a fun one to watch, but he's too chaotic for me to play. I like consistent, easy plink characters. That's why I like gravitated toward Ryu, but I wasn't good enough to master Ryu in Street Fighter 4. But I like the mix-up characters, I guess. That's like, once I started with Ibuki, like, it really did change the archetype that I normally played with, because I was playing mostly like Ryu type characters, Shoto characters. But then when I got into Ibuki, because I loved her style, like, that's when I started getting into like Vortex characters and ninjas. The ninjas tended to be a lot of like that wake up mix up, and like, it just felt good. So like in 5 or in 6, I play Kimberly, because she's basically like a spiritual Ibuki. I was sad that Ibuki wasn't in it, but when I played Kimberly, I was like, all right, I can make up for that. Because she's Ibuki with freaking graffiti and spray cans, man. Like, so good. So good. Like, every time I do her Ultra or whatever, and like the music comes on, and she like sprays... Oh, it gets you hype. Gets you hype. Alright, so I think that's good enough for that main yellow. Now we're just gonna do the brighter yellow. Guilty Gear, though, is one that I just love to watch. Like, it's a little high-end for me, and it's a little chaotic. I don't like air dashers. Same, you played Shotos, watched Street Fighter with Van Damme and somebody's so you picked up Guile. I like watching Guile play in Pro, but I can't play charge characters. I can't anticipate, like, in midair and then starting your charge. Like, I'm really bad at that stuff. But, I like zoners. I just don't like charging zoners because I'm just bad. It's just like I'm bad at pretzels, or I'm bad at 360 moves. Like, I can't... I'm just a Shoto guy. So, and give me regular dashes, but not air dashes. Love mix-ups. Like, that's probably why I can't play the anime fighters. Like, I can't play Marvel vs. Capcom because it's just too crazy. And there's air dashes. I'm really bad at air dashes. I like basic fighters that like focus on fundamentals. So like Street Fighter 4 was all about footsies. Samurai Showdown is all about poke and footsies. Like, I like that. I like a limited set, and it's just about you mastering that limited set. But if it's a crazy combo-ness, ugh. Like, that's what surprised me about Street Fighter, is like, it's actually not super hard on the input. It's not about like a ton of combos. It's about like just fundamentals, good poke. And I love what they did with the modern controls, to be honest. Like, I thought at first I wouldn't like it. Like, I'm just used to my 6-button layout. But then I don't have a fight stick for PS5, and I tried out Modern, and I didn't have to fight the inputs anymore. I know how to play fighting games. I didn't have to like relearn inputs and all that. So, and it didn't give you an inherent advantage to play the Modern controls. So I respect it. I haven't played the story mode yet. I heard the story's good. What did they do with Modern controls? Alright, so it's similar to Arc System version of Modern controls in like Grand Blue Fantasy. But basically, it's directional single button inputs that are based on context of the D-pad and all that. So, and the execution of it is fairly easy. But because of the fact that it's contextual directional button inputs, it's limited. Like in how many moves you don't get all of the options from like using light, medium, heavy. Your directional is like, it may just be medium forever and ever, and if you EX it, that's your second option. But basically you only get like the light and heavy version of it or something like that. It's limited in your options, but it's easier in the execution. And they have some auto combos, but because it's contextual, you don't have access to every combo that's possible. So like, even though it's easier to execute, you're limited in scope. So it doesn't necessarily give you the advantage. It's just, and some pros still will play with Modern because of the easier input. It's not like an advantage like most people would think. It's just lowering the barrier of entry to play. So like it was a great solution. Like other games have tried easy inputs, and I think that this was the first game that really found the balance between easy input but still depth of play and rewarding good players who have that depth of play. No, nothing at all like aim assist. Like anybody who is really good at a fighting game and has the 6-button layout and like knows what they're doing, it won't matter that you have Modern controls available. Like they will have more options and they will know how to play the game better. But like pros, the fact that some pros use Modern, to me, is a testament to how good the Modern design is. Like some people have switched from classic to Modern. I can't remember who, but some have done that. And like to me, it blows my mind that anybody plays controller to begin with in like Evo or whatever. Like, who is it? Sonic Fox, I think, is the one that plays with a controller, and he wins all kinds of games. Like, I don't know how anybody can play Street Fighter on a controller, but now I do because of Modern. Like, granted, if I were to get serious about it, I would prefer to play on my arcade stick. But I would imagine that it still even translates well on a fight stick with Modern controls, because it's just really well implemented, and I don't have to dedicate a good amount of time to get the most out of playing a fighting game for Street Fighter 6 or 7 or 6, yeah. Like, it was just really well done, and it sold well because of these features. And they had a story mode that people liked. Like, I haven't played it yet, but like, people actually like the story mode. That's insane. Like the fun, the world tour, I think is what it's called. I can't believe that they figured that part out, because that's always like the crappy part of a fighting game. It's just accepted. It's not gonna have a good single player mode. You should check it out, because the first system I saw that had actually a decent, like probably before Street Fighter 6, had the best implementation of input accessibility was Grand Blue Fantasy. There are other games that did easy input as the entire system, like Fantasy Strike. That's the one that I actually climbed really high on. But the entire system is based off of easy input. So everybody's on the same level, and it obviously doesn't offer the same breadth of depth that something like Street Fighter 6 or heck, Underbirth or whatever. Lately, Sea of Thieves has been your jam. Big Pirate Sandbox may not run into a live person at all. You could have them everywhere on one server. Captain, look! I wanted to get into some other games like I forget what the Japanese part name is, but it's called Path of the Goddess. It's like part real-time strategy, part like tower defense from Capcom. Not sweaty at all, so Sea of Thieves. I hear great things about it. I just haven't had time for console games other than Space Marine 2, of course. That game is like the golden era of video games back in my life again. Of like Xbox 360 games. I miss that era. That was like some of the most fun video game experiences I've had in a while. Space Marine 2. Cannot buy better on. Oh, that makes sense. I mean, it's super successful right now, so I'm not surprised that you'd really like it. Sea of Thieves, I play on PC via Steam. Like, I haven't gotten it. Like, League is my addiction, my video game addiction. So like, if I'm gonna play a game, I'm like, oh, I just want to play League. It's so addicting. I really like MOBAs. And I get real sweaty with them. The only way is somebody's better through sheer experience. That's good. The other thing too is like, I was just talking about this with my wife. I was one of those little JK. For sure. And I used to not be. Like, I used to only play MOBAs on like iPad. It's like the non-serious ones because I did not want to get serious about it. But like, once I started really getting into League and understanding it more, oh, so fun. Like, so satisfying to just be brainier. And I put chat on mute, so I don't have to hear the toxic people. Heroes of the Storm, that's cool. Like, I like the IP that it was bringing into the MOBA scene. But I never played it, and I heard it wasn't as deep. But I don't really care about that part if it's really fun. I played, like, the only other MOBA besides League that I played for a long time was, well, not the only one, but the one that I got serious with was Smite, which is, like, based off of Pantheon of Gods stuff, like Greek gods and all that. But then again, I wasn't as serious as I am in League. Granted, I'm not, like, the best thing ever. I'm only a bronze player, but like, it's a tough game. It's super tough, but super satisfying. Does the map unique win conditions? Yeah. And I get it. Like, before League, I didn't see the appeal of any of it, but League just, oh, it's my addiction. It's so good. I think I'm done with this yellow for now. Well, no, let's take it up a notch. Let's take it up to sand. It's like a bleach bone color. I do legit get like video game anger over League sometimes, though. Not like gamer rage. I'm not really like that. But I do get upset at other people. Deep Rock Collective has a vibe as well. Helldivers. I played the first Helldivers and the second one. At first I was worried because I liked the top-down perspective of the first one. But then I played it and that worry went away because it's so fun. The thing is, I also don't have a lot of people that I know on PS5. So like, and I don't play PC very often other than League. So I know a lot of these games that are designed these days are for like multiplayer that are much more fun if you know someone. And I was just talking about this with my wife the other day of like how video games aren't really designed for like me as a player in mind anymore. There's no more single player experiences compared to what they used to be. Like, of course there are good single player experiences, but it's just not nearly as prevalent, and it's just designed for emergent gameplay with multiple players. I used to be huge into COD, but I aged out. Old person reflexes. Yeah, same here. I played COD and Modern Warfare, and like I played all the way up till Black Ops, like a lot. But after Black Ops 1, like I got back into it in Black Ops 3, but I was well past. It's not made for my type of enjoyment anymore. But I did get Modern Warfare when it was re-released because I really liked the first Modern Warfare, and I played it for the single campaign and played a little bit of multiplayer. It's fun, twitchy combat, but it doesn't give me the same satisfaction. It's like multiplayer solitaire. Like, it's not so much about being big-brained. It's just twitch, like twitchiness. Like who can outperform who. And I want a deeper experience in that in terms of like strategy. 38. Hey, I'm about to be 39. We're same age. I can tell I'm a little less reactive compared to what I used to be capable of. I definitely like less twitchy games, hence Sea of Thieves or Deep Rock. I like Deep Rock, but I feel like I would enjoy it more if I had people I knew playing with me. But the other thing too is like I really only want to, like, when I play a video game, I tend to like sink a lot of time into that one single game. So it's hard for me to pick up new things unless they're like single player experiences that can be over fairly quickly. So like games like Sifu are ones that I spent a lot of time on because it's single player. I can pick it up anytime I want, and like it gives me a goal of mastery. Street Fighter is another one. Like it gives me a goal of mastery. I don't have to know a lot of people to get the most enjoyment out of. Deep Rock, you definitely want a friend or two. Exactly, like I played it when it was on Game Pass, and it looked fun, but I didn't know anybody playing. So like, you can tell like this would be great if I, like back in the day, I used to know a lot of people and play online with them, but now, you know, everybody's got lives and we're adults, you know. It's not the same. I used to play a lot of Overwatch with my nephew, but even then it's like, when I'm playing with my nephew, like there's only so much enjoyment you can get out of that. It's with his friends too, and I'm like, okay, I'm like 30 something playing games with my 16, 17-year-old nephew with his friends. I get that I am the old guy now. Back in my day, I played Donkey Kong Country. I used to play, you know, Donkey Kong Jr. was my favorite. You jumped on vines. You are the old veteran. Of course, yeah. And it's like those games, like, that's what because like my sisters were fairly older than me. Plus they were sisters. And I was really into video games and they were only casually. Like, so a lot of my experiences were single player. Pokemon with your nephew. Yeah, I played Pokemon with my niece once. We were playing the trading card game, and I'm like, you weren't even born when this came out. I was playing this as a wee baby. I still get amazed that it's a franchise that's so big nowadays because it came out when I was in middle school, man. Like, insane. And this was before the days of the interwebs was being big, so finding out about stuff like Infinite Rare Candy by Missing No, like, you don't get that experience anymore. Now they got more Pokemon than I can count. It's the original that matters. I was there when the language was written. I was there when there were only so many. You thought that you could catch a Mew. You couldn't. I had a level 150 Snorlax before, like, and the level 100 was a cap. I remember Pokemon Snap. I was big into Pokemon when it came out. But, like, it was mostly because it was the most accessible RPG, like a turn-based game. I played a lot of those, but they weren't like, it wasn't like all these kids wanted to play Final Fantasy Tactics. You know, it's not like they were clamoring for that. I love those types of games. Turn-based strategy is my favorite game genre of all time. XCOM is my jam. Because a lot of it reminds me of, like, just playing Warhammer. Except as a video game. When XCOM came out again, like, in the early aughts or whatever, oh boy, I was creaming my jeans for that game. Like, turn-based strategies are always my favorite. I still play them. I still play XCOM. Like, forgot the one that I'm playing recently. XCOM is the GOAT! Yeah, dude, I got so attached to my soldiers in XCOM. I was decent at it, but I also played on the medium settings. And easy. Like, I didn't want to lose my guys. But even then, it's a little bit challenging. The one I'm playing right now, I hadn't finished it yet, and I only pick it up every couple months. Is Chimera Squad. That one, it's not my favorite. I like the breach stuff in the game, but I like making my own characters and like nicknames and stuff. But in Chimera Squad, they're all already established, and you're just like hiring them. So you lose a little bit of that. But I like the city elements, and I like breaching, and the story isn't like the best, but the missions are interesting. But XCOM 2 is like one of my favorites ever. I remember the first time I was playing my first run through, and there was that one mission where like every one of your characters comes out eventually in one mission. I remember that just blew my tits off. That was such a good experience. Such a good game. I basically just want to have tabletop in video game form all the time. So, like, if it's turn-based strategy, I'm on it. Like, there was one I really liked that was a roguelite as well. It was called Other Side, like Zombicide or Homicide, but Other. And it was like black and white with a splash of red, kind of Sin City look. But it was one where your characters are going to probably die, and like you're just basically building them up to handle the missions or whatever. And it was just a really cool style, a really cool aesthetic. All right, now I think I'm done with the yellow base. I'm going to paint this Hydra color red. Gonna be hopping off for Daredevil. Thanks for the hangout. Talk to you later. Yeah, thanks, buddy. As always. I'll see you next week. Peace out. Send me more of your Instagram stuff when you get a chance. Alright, let's paint this Hydra symbol, and that'll be the end of it. scale color deep red in this mix. I don't know if I'm going to paint the entire thing or leave the background yellow. I think I'm going to paint the entire thing. And then I'll dot it with some yellow after. Because I'm gonna put sand and stuff all around it, like the emphasis of it, I don't actually have to paint all of this red, but a good portion of it. Ended up doing it anyways. Okay, that's enough for the deep red. Oh, let me get a little bit of the back here. Now let's get some blood red in this mix. Let's get some Evil Sun Scarlet. Oh, I should shake it up. I'm just gonna roughly highlight. Similar to a dry brush, or a stipple. Pressing it on. All right, and then now let's throw in a little bit of this sand color into it. Let's see how that looks. A little pink. Oops, wrong color. Dot it on as well. Alright. Now, we are ready to throw on some micro dots of our yellows. Starting with our base yellow. Start littering it onto the sign here. Just make it all blend together. Not blend like, you know, just make it look like there's sand all over the place and dirt. Now we'll take our red, Naples red, do the same thing. And take this mix of red brown, throw it in some areas. Now the light yellow. And presto presto, we are done with the besto. Don't know what. Man, looking good. Just gonna paint the black rim on my own, but not bad. Got them all done. And another one in the books. Boy, I tell you. Today was it was challenging. With all the internet issues and the connection issues with the OBS and all that, boy, it is it's a lot to deal with, and it always happens when you least expect it, right? Or right when I go live. But I had a blast. I appreciate Steve and Zimtor coming on and being patient with the connection issues. Hopefully my internet company fixes things up and stops being a pain in my butt. But in the meantime, I had a great time, and I hope you guys catch me next week or watch it whenever you can. Have a good one. Keep slinging paint, my friends.